Hi, this is Heather with Affinity for Yarn, and today I want to show you the 3D V-stitch, which you'll see here on a blanket that I just recently finished. It's a really easy pattern to get the hang of, and it really creates beautiful texture. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so for your foundation chain, you're going to want to make sure that you have your multiple in a multiple of 4. So in this example here, I have a 20, which is a multiple of 4, and then you add 1. So I have 21 total stitches done here, or chains, I should say. So to go ahead and get started with row 1, you're going to do 2 double crochets in the 6th chain from the hook. So let's count that out here. So here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So in this chain here, we're going to do 2 double crochets. So here's 1 double crochet and then 2 double crochet. Okay, and then the next step we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and chain 1. And then in the next chain here, we're going to go ahead and do 2 more double crochet stitches. So 2 within the next chain here. So here's 1, and then here's 2. Okay, so you'll see that's what that looks like. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and skip 2 chains. So skip 1 and skip 2, and then in this next chain here, we're going to do 2 more double crochets. So here's 1, and here's 2. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to chain 1. And then in the next stitch here, we're going to do another 2 double crochets. So here's 1 and then 2. Okay, so you'll see that that's how that's turning out, like that. And then for the next step, we're going to go ahead and we're going to skip 2 more chains. So skip 1 and skip 2. And then in this chain here, we're going to do 2 more double crochets. So here's 1, and here's 2, and then we'll go ahead and we're going to chain 1, and then the next step is to do 2 more double crochets in the next chain here. So 2 more, 1 and 2. Okay, so that's how that's looking. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to skip 2, so skip 1, skip 2, and then we're going to do 2 double crochets in the next stitch. So as you can see, the pattern is that we skip 2, we do 2 double crochets in one chain, chain 1, and then do 2 more double crochets. So that's the pattern you're going to have across the row here. So I did the 2 double crochets. Now I'm going to chain 1, and then I'm going to go ahead and chain and double crochet 2 more in the next stitch. So I'm getting to the end of my row here. So for the end of the row, you're going to go ahead and you're going to skip the second to last chain here. Let me just show you. Skip this one, and you're going to just do 1 double crochet in the last stitch here. And then I will lay it down so you can see what it looks like. So that is what row 1 looks like. So let's go ahead and get started with row 2. Okay, so for row 2, you're going to want to go ahead and turn your work, and then you're going to go and chain 3 of them. Chain 3, so 1, 2, and 3. And that chain 3 is going to count as your first double crochet stitch. So that is your first stitch. Then in the next step, you're going to go ahead and skip this next double crochet. So skip this one right here. So we're going to skip that one. And then in the next double crochet, so it's the one right before the chain 1 space, into that one, we're going to go ahead and we're going to do a front post double crochet. So to do that, we're going to yarn over. We're going to insert our hook around that stitch. So we're going to go from the front to the back, and then back around to the front, just like that. We're going to yarn over and pull up a loop. And then you'll have 3 loops on your hook. You'll yarn over and pull through 2, and then yarn over and pull through the other 2. So that is how that front post double crochet looks. So now we're at the chain 1 space from the row below. What we're going to do in this spot is we're going to go ahead and do our V-stitch. And the V-stitch consists of a 1 double crochet, 1 chain, and then 1 more double crochet, all within that space here. So let's do 1 double crochet, and then we're going to do a chain 1, and then we're going to do another double crochet. Like I said, it's all within that one chain 1 space. So that's what that looks like. Okay, and then the next step we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and do a front post double crochet around the next stitch, which is the first stitch after the chain 1 space. So again, we're going to do a front post double crochet. We're going to yarn over, insert our hook from front to back to front, just like that. Yarn over and pull up a loop. You got 3 on your hook. Yarn over and pull through 2, and yarn over and pull through 2. So that is what the first one looks like there. So now the next steps are, we're going to go ahead and we're going to skip 2 chains. So skip 1 and skip 2. And then again, we're going to do a front post double crochet around the double crochet from the row below, right before that chain 1 space. So yarn over, insert your hook from front to back to front, and then yarn over and pull up a loop, and you should have 3 on there. Yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over and pull through the other 2. So now we're at the chain 1 space. So right here, what we're going to do is the V-stitch again. So it's going to consist of 1 double crochet, 1 chain, and 1 more double crochet, and it's all within that 1 space. Okay. The next step we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to do a front post double crochet around the next stitch, which is this stitch right here. So we're going to do yarn over and insert your hook from front to back to front, and then you're going to pull up a loop, and then yarn over and pull through 2 loops, and then yarn over and pull through the other 2 loops. So that's what that looks like. And we're going to repeat this pattern across the row. So we're going to go ahead and skip 2 double crochets, and then right before the chain 1 space, the stitch there, we're going to do a front post double crochet around it. Okay, and then in the chain 1 space where you can put the V-stitch. So 1 double crochet, and then 1 chain, and then 1 more double crochet, and then the double crochet after your chain 1 space, we're going to go ahead and do a V-stitch again. Okay, so that's what that's looking like. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to skip 2 double crochets or 2 stitches, and then front post double crochet around that stitch right in front of the chain 1 space. And then we're going to V-stitch within the chain 1 space. Okay, and then, oh, my yarn's getting a little tangled, hang on here. And then with the stitch after the chain 1 space, we're going to go ahead and do a front post double crochet. So like I said, you're going to continue that pattern across the row with where you skip 2, do a front post double crochet, and then do the V-stitch in the chain 1 space, and then do another front post double crochet. So now we're at the end of the row, and to finish this off, you're going to go ahead, you're going to skip the stitch, the last double crochet stitch here. And then in your chain 3 space, you're going to go ahead and do 1 double crochet. And that will finish off the row then. So let me lay this down so you can see what it looks like. So that is row 2, and that's this row that you're going to repeat for the rest of the pattern. So let's go ahead and we'll do 1 more row together, and then you'll be ready to go. Okay, so for row 3, we're going to go ahead, we're going to turn the work, and then we're going to do a chain 3, just like we did with row 2. 1, 2, and 3. And again, that chain 3 is going to count as your first double crochet stitch. So that's your first one. And then what you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and skip the next stitch here. So skip this one. And then around the next stitch, which is your front post double crochet from the row below, you're going to go ahead and you're going to do a front post double crochet around it. So it lines up really nicely that you're going to be doing the front post double crochets around the front post double crochets from the rows below. So we're going to go ahead and yarn over and insert our hook from front to back to front, and then yarn over and pull up a loop, and then yarn over and pull through 2, and yarn over and pull through the other 2. So there's that. And then we got our chain 1 space here. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to do that V-stitch again. So 1 double crochet, 1 chain, and 1 more double crochet, all in the same space. Okay, And then we're coming out of that, and again we have our front post double crochet. We're going to do a front post double crochet around that stitch. Okay, so that's what the beginning of row 3 looks like, so you can see. So now the next step you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and skip 2 stitches. So you're going to skip this one here from the last double crochet, and then the first one from the next section here, so we'll skip that. And then you'll see where 2 are front post double crochet. So you guessed it, we're going to do a front post double crochet around that. Okay, and then we're at our chain 1 space, so we're going to do our V-stitch. All right, and then we're finishing up with that. So then coming out of the V-stitch, chain 1 space, we're going to go ahead and do another front post double crochet around the next stitch. And that's what that looks like. And again, so that's going to be your repeat across the row. We're going to skip two stitches, and then we're going to front post double crochet around the front post double crochet from the row before. In the chain 1 space, you're going to do a V-stitch, which is 1 double crochet, and then 1 chain, and 1 more double crochet. And then after that V-stitch, we're going to go ahead and do another front post double crochet around the front post double crochet from the row below. It's like a little mini tongue twister doing that. So then we're going to go ahead and skip 2 stitches again, 2 double crochets in this case, skip these 2. And then I'm coming up to the end of my row here, but I still have one more section I need to finish up. So I'm going to do a front post double crochet around that. And then we'll go ahead and do the V-stitch in the chain 1 space. And then I'm going to do another front post double crochet from around the stitch from below. Okay. So I'm at the end of my row here. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to skip that double crochet. And then in this chain 3 space, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do a double crochet. Okay, so let me put my paste down here. So that's what that looks like. So that's the 3D V-stitch. I hope you like it. Thanks for watching, and please like and subscribe for more tutorials. Thanks. Have a great day.